Hey everyone, subscriber day here, day 8 today. Bit of a weird day really today. Joe Biden, the ex-vice president, told Donald Trump a message that he has to grow up now that he's president. I technically don't think he does. I think he should have said that to him during the actual election, purely because I don't really think Donald Trump has any thoughts of what he's really getting into. But yeah, so he told him to grow up today. That was kind of an interesting. I don't know whether I like Donald Trump yet or not, if I'm honest. It could be a good president. He could be a great president. I think it's obviously he doesn't get the presidential right for another 2 weeks. But who knows? You know, he might be a really good president. But I personally wouldn't. I mean, I'm English, so I don't have a say in it really. But obviously, I don't think I would have voted for him, to be honest. But you know, for all of you that did vote for him in America, I mean, you must genuinely have a good. Sorry, someone forgetting my car. You must have a good reason for that, and I think, you know, your reasons for doing that obviously can be justified. As I say, you know, Hillary Clinton, probably not much better, to be honest. I think, if I'm honest, Joe Biden probably would have said the same thing to her, because it was a very sort of childish kind of election, really, this time around. And I think both of them really could need a lot of growing up to do, really. But personally, as I say, I would have gone probably swayed to Hillary Clinton, but, you know, that's not the way the voting went. So obviously, you know, potentially my reasons for voting would have been totally redundant, because obviously if I'd voted for it, you know, I would have been a part of the losing campaign. So you know, 2 weeks time, Donald Trump takes over, and fair play to him, you know, good luck to him. I think, you know, I'm sure he'll be a great president, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of interesting things coming through the media in 2 weeks time. I'm sure as soon as he takes the reins, there's going to be a couple of interesting sort of commentary from him. So that was one point from today. I've also noticed recently, since we've hit 2017, that TV, this is the second part I was going to talk about, television, it's been awful. There's been nothing really outstanding on telly this year so far. Even like late 2016, there wasn't anything great. And I must admit, on most nights, me and my fiance, we sit there, flicking through the telly, and there's nothing on. So if you hear of any great shows, put it in the comments, because obviously we're always looking for something new to watch. And it would be great if you guys could give me some ideas of any good TV programs. I mean, I started watching Timeless, I think it's called, a new show on E4, where it's about going in the past and things changing and not changing and stuff, and they're trying to stop that. And that's quite a good series. I haven't caught up. I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and they sort of cover quite interesting topics. I mean, the first one was Hindenburg. The second episode was Abraham Lincoln's getting shot. So those were 2 really good subjects to hit on, and they do sort of talk about a little bit about potentially what could have happened, obviously, if that had happened differently. So that's kind of interesting, and obviously things change in the future, well, in the present day, should I say, even. That's quite good. So that's something, if you guys haven't watched, I'd advise you to watch it, because that was quite good. But let me know what you guys have been watching, and what's good and what's not good. So that's another point I wanted to make. Secondly, I'm just going to do the quick update bit. Basically, we are on day 8 now. We wanted to get to 19 subscribers yesterday, and we got to 29 we are sat on now, which is great. So we need to try and get to 30 today. That'd be amazing if you guys could help me out do that. So if you like what you're seeing, subscribe below. What else? So Twitter, 750 followers as well. Amazing milestone. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate everyone that's hitting that follow button. We've got a few more episodes of, well, we've got loads more to come, but we've got a few in the works for the Adventures of Doravine. So they'll be coming out once a day. episode 3 was out today. We are going to do some other little bits and bobs as we go down the line. Obviously, we're only on our first, well, we're going into our second week now. I did say yesterday that I was going to do potentially a video on Cine Babies from Cineworld, which is where you take your young kids, any age, to go to the cinema and see any film you want, really. I think is in the mix, like mostly a lot of kids films. I think Star Wars Rogue One was in there. But the problem is that Cineworld don't do it everywhere. They literally only do it about 12 places, not many places at all, really. So the problem I found is that there's not one anywhere near me. So it's something we really wanted to do, but unfortunately, purely because they don't allow that function anywhere near us, we can't do it. So if Cineworld, if anyone ever contacts Cineworld, get them to open up in a few places. I mean, I might even contact them myself and ask them if they potentially can open this up in a lot more of their Cineworld cinemas, because it is such a great idea. And if you've got any kids that's like 1 or lower, it's sometimes very difficult to get yourself down the cinema. I mean, there's so many great films coming out at the minute, and it's such a shame that you can't actually go and see them because you've got unfortunately commitments to looking after your little ones, and it's not always easy to get like family members or even book a nanny and things like when you want to do it. So it's actually such a great idea to be able to just take your kids with them, and you think everyone else in that cinema has always also got kids, so no one's really that bothered if, you know, kids start crying or they get a bit upset or people have to leave to deal with them or feed in and things like that, because everyone's doing it. So I mean, I couldn't take my 7-month-old daughter and go to the cinema and actually sit there for, you know, 2-3 hours nearly. Some films, if you think Lord of the Rings were 3 hours, some films can be up to 3 hours, and sit there and expect her not to get upset or cry or want to feed in, changing, things like that. So it is a really good idea. So as I say, I might write to them and say, look, open them up some other cinemas, because it is such a great idea. And I think you guys as well, if any of you have got young kids, it's such a good idea to try and get them to like do these things in your local cinemas. So that was another point I thought about, actually, that I wanted to talk about. So unfortunately, although I said on day 7 I was going to do that, we looked it up and actually we can't. So we're going to look at something else, and potentially we'll do some filming for that as well instead. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for subscribing and following on Twitter and Twitch and all that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, take care, bye.